Welcome to the podcast on music, art and culture. I'm your host, Matthee de Bruin. This episode my guest is a Japanese underground musician. His main instrument is a mixing board with no input, driven to self-oscillation. This process is known as no-input mixing, which he pioneered in the 90s. He has released 9 solo albums and many collaborations. He performs all over the world and right now he's sitting here with me in his hometown Tokyo. Toshi Nakamura, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's a pleasure. So, one of the reasons I actually came to Japan was because I got very interested in the Japanese aesthetic of the traditional Japanese music, which seems to be really quiet. You make a very quiet sense of electronic music.
Not always.
Not always.
Not always.
I was there once when it was not quiet.
No. I would, because I'm an improviser, so
Yes.
I don't want to really set my limits. So narrowly, I mean, I want to, just go to the room in the space, and I feel the room and space, and maybe check out the sound system as well, and the size of the audience and atmosphere, and I decide.
Okay.
And I see, this is what I'm going to do. Yeah. So I'm not really always thinking of I have to play loud or I have to play quiet. I don't. I have no limit. I use everything.
That's very interesting. I Wikipedia'd you and read some things about you in preparation also, and you seem to be known for something called onkyoke.
Wow, that's I think that's 20 years ago.
20 years ago. Can you explain to me what that meant? And
onkyoke?
Yes.
First of all, this is not really named by us, named by musicians and someone else, some observers. Just come to our concert many times, and they decided to name us onkyoke. Onkyo means sound, acoustic or sound. Also sound of sound. On means sound, and kyo means more like sounding.
Okay.
Or
the
resonance.
The manifested sound. The sound that is.
I think they tried to describe our music that the sound itself can be music.
That's really translatable into Dutch, my language. We would call it de kunst van de klinkende klank.
Okay.
So the art of the sounding sound.
Yeah, that's it. Yes. I mean, if you think of music, usually people think of some kind of rhythm or harmony and melody. But most of us didn't have anything like that. Just make sound, but only sound. Any sound, but quiet sound, loud sound, smooth sound, rough sound. Anyway, this is my music.
Yes.
You just you present this sound as your musical work.
Yes.
That's what we were doing. I mean, we means some group of musicians, or not group, but some musicians around me, like Sachiko M. Maybe Otomo Yoshihide, and Tetsuji Akiyama, and Yuta Kawasaki, Ami Yoshida. These people, maybe Taku Sugimoto as well, but maybe he's different. I don't know. He went more toward a different direction, but anyway, that was the end of 90s and probably into the first few years into 21st century, like 2005 or something, and we just made our separate ways.
How come that?
Well, everybody's changing.
Yes.
everybody's changing. Everybody's coming up with a new idea.
Wasn't there also a live house around that time that closed?
Oh yes,
the famous one.
Famous one. Maybe you mean Offsite? Maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was searching for Offsite for half a year, and then I discovered that it no longer exists.
I think they closed that in 2005 or 4 or 5. Yeah, because their contract with the landlord was expired. So I think they had some kind of a limited contract as a duration. So yeah, and then the Offside was really like old Japanese house made of wood and plaster, maybe paper as well. And I'm sorry, I have to say, probably this is really cheaply made house. It's not really solid. Walls are very thin. So and then we had maybe problem with our neighbors as well. So we had to play quiet. That was kind of forced. We were forced to play quiet because of the Atsuhiro Ito. He ran the place as a music part. Yukari Fujimoto was more like in charge of art, because I was gallery as well. Gallery and actually there's mainly art gallery.
Okay.
But we use the same space for musical events sometimes. So anyway, Atsuhiro Ito was always like watching us doing sound check, and if we make some kind of loud sound, and he said, "Oh, please, down, please." Okay, down. So yeah, we were forced to. My observation was, my understanding was, we kind of no choice other than playing quiet. But I think only the people who find it interesting and even find joy in playing very quiet sound, they remain.
Okay.
Remain the space, and continue the concert, playing music there. And some people, oh no, I want to play loud. Okay, I'm out.
Yeah.
And then never came back.
Yeah.
That was really very fresh experience for me to play really quiet. But if you play quiet, and people's ears, I mean listeners, and also the other musicians' ears are really sensitive. And in the end, it didn't sound quiet. Actually, enough.
Intensity.
Intensity make the sound loud enough. I mean, maybe from the outside was almost no sound. But people within the performances, we felt really, oh, this is really loud. Or maybe not loud, but enough.
You get into the bubble of the concentration of the music. And then you're an insider. You're inside the music. So I didn't feel really quiet. I mean, actually, we played quiet, but it was really, great. Everything was really magnified. I use that in my own music as well. I like to play quietly, and that's how I found out about you and your work, for example, because I found out about that scene and was looking for Offsite. And I find that if you anything you do, if that's the thing you limit yourself to, you magnify it. It's like putting the light on that aspect of the music. So if you have chord changes that are super slow, people really focus in on the chord changes. If you have a static chord change from one chord change. In traditional music, but and also with sound, if you have one noise that is slowly changing into another noise, if you do that slow enough, people will be listening to the transformation. And if you play traditional music, you have two sounds, and you go one up, to the other one, and there's nobody noticed the transformation. But if you make a transformation a piece, people will be listening for 5 to 10, 15 minutes to that transformation, and works as a magnifying glass. You shine the light just on that part. So for me, that's really cool and inspiring that you work that way. Also, I was wondering.
But I'm speaking about 20 years ago.
Yes. Yeah.
Everybody's changing.
Yeah.
And I have changed as well. I'm still changing. So I'm not. I don't really play like that now. I play something else.
Interesting. Where are you now at?
I try to make really chaos now.
Okay.
So it's not slow at all.
Okay.
And I don't repeat the same thing again and again. I just make some sound, and then next instant I make some totally different sound. And then maybe in 5 minutes or 10 minutes you just don't see the structure. I'm trying to make something like structureless improvisation. So it's really, really different from what you have heard.
Yes.
In, I don't know, long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really different.
So how did you evolve from what I just described to what you just said? There's a 20 years of human evolution in there, artist evolution.
Maybe.
So how did you go from one point to where you're now? What happened? What drew you in?
I don't know. Just wanna. Don't you wanna change?
Good question. Don't I want to change? Yes, you do want to change.
I wouldn't say I want to change, but I want to accept my changes.
Yeah. It's not like I'm ever looking for something new, but it's like the thing that's within, just outside of what you know, that you think, hey, that might be an interesting place to go musically. That's where you want to go. So I noticed that in my own music indeed, because I used to be only about noise, atonal music, and now I realized like, I want to use traditional notes in my music. So that's just a natural path that you walk.
You should not limit yourself. You just follow your interest.
So that interest led you from being quiet to becoming louder and more chaotic.
Yeah, but I sometimes play quiet as well. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't want to limit myself in that way.
It's not replacing the old vocabulary. It's expanding.
Yeah, expanding. Yes.
Yeah. That's very interesting. So when you said about when you're about to play somewhere, you check the room, you check the sound system, you check the audience, what sort of people are there, how many there are.
Is maybe not the right word. Maybe just feel.
Sense.
Yeah, sense. Okay. Yes. Yes.
So, but basically, what you're always doing is giving a site-specific performance, especially to be in that space.
Ideally, I mean, it's not that perfect. Always, of course, I want to play with the space, I want to play with the audience, but I still want to have something I want to say tonight.
Yes.
So it's always like not only one directional thing. Yeah. That would be really ideal. If I arrive a concert venue for tonight, for example, with totally empty mind, no bias, preoccupation or anything, just arrive at the venue, and then everything just come up to my mind and play music. That would be ideal, but it never happened to me. No,
really?
No, it's not. I'm not that perfect. I'm really far from perfect. No. I always have, I have something here.
Yeah.
But I feel this from this room. So okay, what can I do? What can I do today? It's always like this. Yeah, I want to be a better person. Not yet. I want to be better. No. Yeah, no. I still something, my kind of ego here.
So
ego is not beautiful, but I have to admit I have ego too.
So what's the problem for a musician? What's the ego problem for a musician?
Well, I mean, yeah, because that's also can be a stifle for you. Like,
in what way?
Like, if you have too many things to say, too many things you want to say, then you don't feel anything from outside. You can't talk, because if you have, for example, in the conversation, if you have too many words, and in the room was very filled with your words,
yes,
you have no room to listen to the other people saying. It's not healthy. It doesn't healthy to me.
I understand. Yeah. I've been working on the ego as well as a musician, because for me my ego would sabotage me. Like if I'm playing something, at some point I think, yeah, but it is not difficult enough, or it's not good enough, or you should go to, I don't know, if it's relaxed, you should be more excited, or go to a different place musically. And the moment you start doing that, then you destroy the natural flow that you build up. And that's when you try to make the music something it isn't. For me, that was my ego in my music, and it's still there, but it's less active now, because
your ego is less active.
Yes, because my flow is stronger.
Your flow?
Yeah, my flow when I'm playing, when I'm in the zone, that is stronger, and I know that I shouldn't listen to my ego when it comes in. So like I go, and my ego goes, I have a good idea. You can really play fast in this passage, and I know, don't do it. It's a trap. It's a trap. Or I don't know.
So you're talking to yourself while you're playing?
Well, I have this little voice in my head that pops up at some point, because when I'm doing something very beautiful tonal, this voice goes, it should be atonal, that's more artsy. And I go, shut up, let me enjoy this moment. So I've become aware that it's there, partially through meditation, by the way. That helped, sort of. And for me, listening to music is that sort of meditation, because when you're performing without ego, you're listening as an audience member to your own music. And that for me was the big liberation of electronics. I wonder if that's for you the same, because when you push a button or turn a button, something happens, and you're not quite sure what will happen, but you're somewhat sure. So you have to listen very carefully if it's where it's going and when it's good and when to stop touching it.
Yeah, that's always how I start my performance. Like just make some sound and start from that. Listen to it.
Yes.
And just try to make something happen from there, from this scratch.
Yes. So that automatically puts you in a receiving mindset, because
this listener's mode as well.
Yeah, in a listener's mode, because.
But you are, on the other hand, at the same time, you are responsible to complete. Yes. To complete this performance time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just can't keep listening. You have to do something.
So when you start listening and then take a decision, what sort of thing is going on in your mind? You started a noise. That's the first noise.
Yeah.
And then. You hear the noise. How do you know what to do? It seems so ruleless.
How? I don't know. Are you asking me technical questions, or I don't know?
It could be technical, but for me, for example, sometimes it's technical, because if I play an A, I know I can play an E next to it. That will work. And I also know if I can play a C next to it, that will also work, or G. I know these notes will work. So that's technical. But I think maybe the answer is not technical, because you hear something and you think, okay, something must happen to the thing that I'm already hearing. It must go somewhere.
Yeah, but I think this, especially in the playing improvisation, is a series of decision making. So if you start with some sound you didn't know really, and then you have a choice between the stop the sound, or change the sound, or just continue with this sound for a longer period. It's always like in every seconds, every instant you make decisions.
So that's interesting. It's sort of a flow chart of what you can do. Keep going, stop, change, or start something else.
Yeah. Or maybe make some silence.
Yeah.
Yeah, the performance is goes on like this, no? For me, that's how I continue the performance until the end.
How do you know when to stop, when it's done?
I don't know. It's like a breath. One breath. I don't know if you swim or not. I don't swim, but it's something like this. You just.
If it's really hot.
Okay. So, but if you swim and you just probably inhale the air as much as you can. You just take in, and then you dive into the water. Sorry.
Okay.
Dive into the water, and if you feel choked, you say choked. I don't know.
Almost suffocating.
Suffocating. No oxygen in your lung, or I don't know. And then you come out from the water. That's for me. That's like 18 minutes. Or maybe 20 minutes. So I mean, end. For me, it's making end is very important, but it's also very easy. I mean, for my solo performance, because I feel it. I feel this is the end. This must be end. But to play with someone else, everybody has different sense of timing. Or sense of breathing. Maybe you have bigger lungs than mine, and so you want to continue more. But I feel 20 minutes. Okay, this is this guy wants to continue. Okay, maybe we can do something like that. But still, the playing with someone else and then finding the end is very, very much like fun for me. It's almost like fun.
Okay.
I like it. I like ending. Okay. I like end things.
Endings are interesting.
Ending is very important, and it's beautiful. Ending is beautiful. Yes.
That's the moment where everything comes together. Because this is my theory about it. When you play music, there are many attention spans arcing over the piece. And when it ends, that's the one when everything that's been built up comes to a conclusion. So that's the big moment. Western music is really constructed that way, because in classical music the biggest climax is the end.
Yeah, in the classical music maybe. I don't really know, but I think so, yes.
And one of the cliche things to say is always end on a high note.
Okay.
Boom. Alright, typical ending.
That's typical ending is also good. But I try not to do it, of course. I wanna be different. I wanna be different artist than the others. So I like awkward ending as well.
Awkward ending.
Awkward, and sometimes, most of the time, really abrupt.
Okay.
Like very much sudden, all of a sudden. That's also shocking, almost like shocking ending. I like it too. And I like this kind of climax and beautiful ending as well. I mean, I feel a bit shy about it, I think I have a tendency to make something to feel shy if I make something like a cliche or like too beautiful or too grand, too great. I feel, I mean, this is not me. But sometimes I make it with not me, but with some other musicians, and that's okay. That's fun. It's okay.
It's okay
but
to go
but
there.
not if you ask me, that's not my real style.
Interesting.
I like something weird. I like weird things.
How come? Did you always like weird things? Did you develop a taste for weird things?
Maybe I always like weird things. Yeah. And then also developing as well.
It got worse
both.
over time.
Yeah, well, it got worse in your word. Okay, worse. But for me, this is better.
Yeah, no, it's better. I'm just joking.
It's
calling
okay.
it worse.
That it's okay. It's okay. Everybody's different.
No. I think it's better, but I call it worse on purpose to make as a joke. But you've done a lot of collaborations, and those are opportunities you described for you to also go to musical places that you normally don't visit. So
it can happen, yes.
What attracts you to performing with other people?
I feel, well, of course, that's the joy of playing music is in there. Yes.
Is it more fun to play with somebody else than play solo? Is it a different fun?
Just different fun. Yeah. Just different fun.
Interesting. That's actually different.
That's different, yes. But I mean, why not? Making something together with someone else is like life.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, why not? Of course.
Indeed,
yeah.
So about other people, one thing I wanted to ask you that I didn't yet ask is you said like the original Onkyoke scene that I started out with in this interview, that it kind of dissolved, and I was wondering, how did it come together?
When
it started, did everybody know each other? Do you know each other from the scene? Or?
Yeah, I mean the people I mentioned, all from based in Tokyo.
Okay.
Some are from somewhere else, but the all based in Tokyo. So we see each other places, a few places, and the offsite was the really big thing.
Yeah.
I mean, small thing, but it's big for us.
Yeah.
Because that became a meeting point. So, yeah, I think we need some place, some point, hub.
Yeah.
Right. And so we were lucky to have that. But not only lucky, because that was done by Atsuhiro Ito and Yukari Fujimoto. These two people had this place, and we got to know each other. And then the other musicians slowly started to come and see each other, and then maybe do something together. We need some spot like this. Yes.
Okay.
But we once again, we never call ourselves Onkyoke.
What did you call it? Did you have a name for it?
No, we didn't.
Our music.
No, of course, yeah. I mean, I think most of us just hated to be named in any way. In any way, we don't want labels. We don't want to, stamp on your forehead. Like we're not cows, not animals.
It's so convenient.
Cows like this way.
Yeah. On the side, yeah.
On the side, no. I don't think any artist want to be named or like put in some special case or cage. I think that's the nature of artists. We want to be free. We want to be free from any category or something like that.
So that's also why probably you mentioned when I said Onkyoke, like I'm much broader actually than that.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only, maybe, of course, a little bit we were influenced by each other. Maybe. But I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But just we were doing what we separately, individually, what we wanted to do. That's it. And then from the outside, I mean, people think, oh, these guys are kind of a group.
Yeah, they are kind of the same.
Kind of the same, going the same direction, or like, they share the same aesthetic, maybe. And then okay, let's give them a name.
Yeah, that's good.
And then okay. Yeah, but that was none of our business. It's okay, you guys do it, but not us.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And so what I wonder is how before it was called Okay, how did you come to make the sort of music that you started to make? Because Wikipedia said you used to play guitar.
Yeah.
And rock and roll.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what Wikipedia states. So how did you come to do the more abstract music, the sound-based music?
How?
What is
like I told you that I like weird things, and I feel shy if I make something already done by someone else.
Yeah.
So I just want to be different from anybody. Just want to be myself. Want to be me. Some of the results are like this, and because I'm still alive, I'm still a living person, so this is not the result, but still going on.
It's the process.
Yeah, it's still process. Just trying to find my own way.
And was there any artist that inspired you that encouraged you to go this way?
Actually, no. I'm a really lazy person. So I don't study.
You don't study. So
I
you
don't
never
study.
checked
No, really, no.
Okay, that's it.
When I started improvisation, I didn't know anybody, any improvised musicians.
Oh, wow.
I don't know any. Of course, improvised music you can listen to.
Yeah.
Somehow, somewhere. But I don't have a record collection of improvised musicians, giants or very famous guys. Maybe I know some names, but don't really know the music or history or works. Also, electronic music as well.
Yeah.
I didn't listen to electronic music when I started electronics.
That's so interesting.
I'm just happen to be like this.
Because I've heard many times that the Japanese improvised music sort of, or people like to relate that to European electroacoustic music, which is the European branch of music. So I was wondering if there were influences back and forth, but you didn't listen to it apparently.
No, I'm really lazy. No. When I was a teenager, I started to listen to like the Rolling Stones and Beatles, Led Zeppelin, all these guys.
Yeah.
And my music taste is still there, never changed.
You still like to listen to those bands?
Those music are still top of my list. Always British rock and roll from 60s and 70s.
That's so interesting because it's nothing like you sound.
Nothing, maybe not so much. But it's different thing, It's like different thing, I like. For example, I like to eat soba with buckwheat noodle, kind of Japanese noodle.
Very good.
Yeah, but I like to eat soba, but I don't want to open up the soba restaurant.
Yeah.
No?
Yes, that's a good comparison. That was for me so hard to learn because I used to listen to many different genres and I could never decide what sort of music I should make. So if I would listen to a rock band, I thought, I must be a rock guitarist. If I listen to a funk band, I was, no, I want to be a funk guitarist.
Of course, it happened to me when I was a teenager, or maybe when I was young, like 20 something.
Yeah.
Still want to be something.
Yeah.
And then after that, I just want to be me.
Yeah.
Not anybody else. So I don't have to learn anything from anybody. I'm enough for myself.
Wow, that's such a powerful position to be creating from, I think.
Okay. Yeah. I feel comfortable. Yes.
I really love that mentality, and I think that's for many artists. That's something they, if they applied it to their own work, they could grow very quickly. Just stop say I love this music, but I have no desire to copy it. I will just do something, and just see what that something is. But that also that's just there's the voice again. That if you decide to be just you, but you lose the ability to steer what you do, because before I could say, no, I'm a blues guitarist, now I'm a rock guitarist. But if you decide, well, I'm just me, then there's no negotiating there. It's just what comes out. That's you.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you don't need the any kind of this conventional music like blues or funk, rock, hard rock or heavy metal. You use these terms, right?
Yes.
Names of the conventional music. Then do you need these names to steer your directions?
No, I don't think so.
No? So, if you say, I just want to be me, but still you have to make decisions every day, or every concert, or every instance of your performance time. You just don't need the name, or you just don't need any reference to the conventional music. I think you can make it. I think it's possible.
I think so.
Without any reference.
I will definitely try that more consciously, because I've been working at it, but I can do better. It's so cool that you point this out. I really like this.
Yeah, when I used to play the guitar, of course, I wanna play like I don't know, the Ray Kuda, or I wanna play like David Lindley, or, the Jesse Ed Davis. Always like I have a lot of guitar heroes, like Ronnie Wood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like of course, I wanna play like him. I wanna play like him, but not you. That's someone else. Yeah, but yeah, of course. When I was younger, I played the guitar, and I had a lot of many guitar heroes.
Yes,
sure.
Posters on the wall too.
Huh?
Posters on the wall.
No, yeah, a little bit. Yeah. I had the Beatles and the Eric Clapton. Was on my childhood room. Yes.
Yeah. I had Jimi Hendrix on the wall.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's very interesting, because once you go down the path of your music, you become very unique. Is it then harder to find an audience?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. That's depends on publicity as well. Yes. Yeah. I don't know. So I don't think I'm a well-sold artist or anything. No. So if you play the concerts without any publicity, you have only like 10 or 20 people in the audience. But if you play, this just depends on promoter's work.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I don't think. I've never thought about the
audience.
The audience. I mean,
you like to share it, but you don't.
I mean, of course. If I see a lot of people in the audience, I feel happy.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course, I feel happy.
Yeah.
Yes, great. And because the music should be heard. If I see no audience in a performance space, I would cancel the concert, of course. Because that's not music anymore. We need at least one pair of ears.
Yes.
to make this sound music. Definitely. Otherwise, just sound or just noise.
I agree with you, absolutely. Yes.
So yeah, of course, though, I would prefer like 50 or 100 or 1,000 people if possible. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we have more ears to share with this sound, this music. Yeah, sure, of course. 1,000's a bit too much, but 100 is great. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Keep the concentration.
Yeah.
So you do perform all over the world. And
never in India, never in Africa, but yeah.
Most of the world. You've been around a bit.
I've been around. Yeah.
You've been outside of the country.
Yeah.
You probably have stamps in your passport.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, how is it to bring your music abroad from Japan? You go abroad. How do people react to your music?
Oh, okay. Like back in 90s, I was like happy to pay my airfare, air ticket myself, and then I always went to Berlin. So Berlin was at least once a year, sometimes twice a year, and at least 1 month, sometimes 3 months over there, and play with these people. That's also bringing my music into outside Japan. But yeah, they welcomed me, but not really, Toshi is from Japan or like this, He's more like, because I was always in Berlin, so I'm almost like a local friend, And since 90s, even more now, but even back in 90s, a lot of musicians and artists from all over the world just started to come to Berlin. So anyways, you don't have to speak German there.
No.
You just have to speak English. That's it. So it's not. I don't think they accepted my music, or not accepted, but regard my music as Japanese music or music from Japan. They just say, "Oh, music by Toshi." I think that's it. Yeah,
that's interesting, because we just spent some time talking about making your music yours, and that's actually your music, and it's interesting to hear the reaction that it's music by Toshi, not Japanese music.
I don't think they I mean, in that period.
Yeah.
And after that, I started to be invited by like festivals or projects, slightly bigger or sometimes really big festivals, and they of course they cover my flight.
Yeah.
So I don't have to pay for flight, luckily. And then that's because that's a good big event, and also with a good publicity and promotion. So they have to say, Toshi Nakamura from Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I have to write something like my introduction for my work. Like Toshi is based in Tokyo, and maybe they had to write about onkyo music, something like that. I mean, I never write myself, but the people for promotion, they need it. And it's okay for me, They are paying my flight, hotels and fees and everything. So, okay, I have to collaborate with, or sometimes a little bit compromise, Yeah. So I've never be angry or anything about my introductions written by someone else. That's it. That's okay. So then people start to take my music, see my music as, music from Japan, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of a psychological, and also like the system. Yeah. I mean, it's okay to bring more people for the bigger events, bigger audience size for the bigger event. you need some words like this, like kind of a little bit stronger words to instigate people. Come in, you know.
Yeah. It's marketing.
Yeah, marketing. Yeah, you have to use some beautiful words.
Yeah, and it's also hard to say. Well, this is music. It's made by a guy. It doesn't matter where he's from, and if music is improvised. That's all we can say about it.
Yeah,
this is improvised music, and then people go, really don't know what I'm
like if they say like, hey, this is music by Toshi Nakamura. You know, and then who's Toshi Nakamura? What do you mean? And nobody would come.
Yeah.
So at least you have to say Toshi Nakamura from Tokyo.
Yeah.
And Tokyo has a rich layers of art scene and music scene. It's really lively, and he's from there. So you don't miss the chance. You know,
don't miss a chance.
Don't miss a chance.
He's all the way from Tokyo.
Yeah. I mean, it's understandable. That's the system. It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. So, about Tokyo, I was wondering, since the original scene disappeared from 20 years ago, there still are scenes, and you're still around. So,
I mean, of course, I'm old, but every year some new faces coming up. Yeah. Really, young people, and. Join in this the group of the scene, you know. Yeah. And new places. Some places close down. The new place open up, and really healthy. I think really healthy scene here.
Yes. So if people come to Tokyo from abroad and they want to see some of the scene, which places do you recommend they visit? Like live.
Wow. Okay. It depends on what type of music you wanna hear. But like I have like a couple of bases. Maybe this record shop called Futari in Suidobashi is one of them, and also Oto in Higashi Kitazawa. So that's. And it's also not only my music, of course.
No, I understand.
A lot of different people coming in and out, but also if you are more into more improvised music, like instrument and everything. Maybe Baishi is and Apollo in Shimokitazawa. Baishi is in where is it? It's Sendagi. No, is it Sendagi? I think it's Sendagi.
Could be.
Sendagi Baishi.
Okay.
And Apollo in Shimokitazawa. They're more into acoustic instrumentalist. Not only acoustic, but instrumental improvisation. But the other places like Ototo and Futari is sometimes more into sound art. Like I see a lot of young artists. Young means not really young, but maybe younger than 40, maybe like 30s, 40s. I see a lot of musicians or sound artists, whatever you call it. They make their own devices. Sometimes more like musical devices, but sometimes like just devices which can make sound, and they perform with these things.
Noise boxes.
Huh?
Noise boxes, basically.
But various sounds.
Okay.
Sometimes really quiet, sometimes very loud. Yeah. And those people are more into this Oto and Futari, and also Pool in Sakuradai.
Okay.
And Soup in Ochiai.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of people, a lot of places. Also, 視聴室 in Jinbocho.
Okay.
And another 視聴室 in Yokohama.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot of places.
Wow.
I think.
So do you think this sort of music is bigger in Tokyo than in other places in the world? Bigger?
We have a lot of people.
Yes.
Anyway, population is big.
Yeah.
So I think so. But because I live here, I know more people.
Yeah, that's true.
But of course, Berlin is really, really, maybe too many musicians over there.
Maybe.
Yeah, really, really rich culture. But I don't know. But when I go to London, for example, I just stay there only one night.
Yeah.
And I see only the musicians who visit Cafe Otto, some place. I see many people there, many musicians over there. I don't really know the details or like relatively unknown people, but there must be a lot of unknown people who's making great music.
Yeah.
But I just have no chance because in London it's expensive. You can't stay there for like 1 month or nothing, doing nothing. Just I don't know. I only know. I can say something only about Tokyo and Berlin. The other cities I don't know. I don't even know New York so well.
Interesting, but it seems to be for me. I've talked to a couple of guests here in Tokyo on the podcast, and it seems to be one of the reoccurring themes that Tokyo is just so big that whatever you like, there is plenty in Tokyo, just because of the size, and that makes it such a rich cultural place. It seems
good.
So, yes, so
sounds good,
and I really like it here. So and I will definitely come back.
Oh, yeah. That means come back means are you leaving?
I'm leaving. Yes. I'm leaving for the Netherlands for Christmas.
I asked you because this is your privacy. You know, I don't have. I didn't want to say you are leaving because I already knew you were leaving tomorrow. Today, tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, if you want to say something, you have to say. You have to do it yourself.
Yes, I understand. Thank you for your courtesy. Yes, I will go visit the Netherlands for a while.
Your family?
Family, definitely, and friends, and also do some work. And but I can't wait to be back because
welcome back.
Yes, maybe. Tokyo is maybe to me what Berlin is to you, I think. So, yeah, I'd like to stay more.
Great.
So
I hope it happens. Yes.
I'm sure it will. Sure. I will make it happen.
Great.
Toshi Nakamura, thank you so much for your time and for being on the podcast.
Thank you very much for having me. A great show. I enjoyed the conversation with you.
Thank you very much. I also very much enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to hearing you play again.
Okay, yes. Please come back.
I definitely will. Thank you.
Thank you.